What's up? That was unbelievably good timing on the music. Did you plan that? That was really well done by you. That was
It's playing another song.
Oh,
That happened. Oh no!
what a mess. You
Well, had it right. Had it right. It just kept playing. I
What
didn't kill the music fast
a
enough.
disaster. Just to confirm, you have hit the other button so everyone can hear you, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just checking before we get into another 20-minute debacle. Well, nobody heard anything, but that's okay. We're powering through. First show of 2025. Started with a bang. The second music bed kind of ruined that part, but that's okay. We power through. It's cold out there in Jacksonville. That's what I hear. You got a jacket on. I got a jacket on. You wear jackets all the time, though.
Yeah.
You're like a
Kinda
jacket
normal.
guy.
Yeah.
I feel you. I've been
Yeah.
there, but nonetheless, looks good outside. Cold.
Feels great.
Feels great.
Yes.
See, I hate the hot, so I'm with the cold, but my phone said 30 this morning. I was like, I'll pass. I was like, I'll just punt on that. I'll stay inside. And then I was like, crap, it's Saturday. Got to go over to the studio and goof around with Nick for a little amount of time. And that's what we will do here for a bit on the show that has no name, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Back at it again. Apparently the contracts got renewed.
Yeah.
I
Money
ain't
came through last night.
You know, the money definitely did not come through on my contract, but that's okay. You know, we'll power through. We'll do what we have to do. Last week of the NFL season and the regular season. Thank goodness, by the way.
You ain't kidding, man.
I don't think I've ever felt like the Jags have sucked
Yeah.
forever, mostly, as long as I've really cared about what's going on. But I feel like I've never been like, I want the season to end. I wanted the season to end in November. Like, I'm just over it. I think the whole thing is terrible. So I am very excited for this last game to be played for the Jags because I like watching good teams play football. Like, I am not saying that I'm excited for the NFL season to end. I am excited for the Jags to stop playing football. I am excited to watch the Packers and the Lions and the Vikings and all of those teams that are good at this in the NFC. And then, you know, there's some AFC teams. The Bills are fun and all that stuff. Call it the show with no name. Isn't that what we call it? Or I don't know. Anyway, so I'm cool with watching the good teams play football,
Yeah.
not so much the bad teams. So I'm excited for the Jags to finally be done. I really don't care if they win or lose. That's where I'm at how this plays out. But nonetheless, it's almost over. And by the way, NFL. I understand divisional matchups to end the season. You never know what could be on the line. This schedule sucks on Sunday.
It does. It sucks today.
It sucks today. That's a good point. And I'll get to that in a second. But this is not good, NFL. And I
There's
understand.
one good matchup.
I mean, the Sunday Nighter's fantastic,
Yeah.
obviously. But Vikings, Lions, it's great. Yeah, there's one good matchup. You're right, actually. You're spot on. Actually, I'll give Bengals Steelers. I'm in for Bengals Steelers.
That one's okay. That was the best one tonight.
Bengals have to win. Steelers, good, sorta. I'm not sold on the Steelers, but not a bad team. But the Bengals are obviously the story there. They have to win to keep their chances alive. It doesn't matter. Football is football. Yes, until you're watching the Jags. Like, I don't know if you're a Jags fan or not, or if you just kind of stumbled upon the show. But I'm so sick of the Jags. That's just where I'm at. But you mentioned it, the slate today. Like, I'm starting with this. The NFL is supposed to be, and this is what we've been mad about with the Jags, right? It's supposed to be parity in the NFL. Like, it's supposed to be close. You're supposed to have a chance. Every team could win every game. The Ravens are 20-point favorites today.
What's the biggest spread in the NFL?
I thought about that this morning, too, when I saw that. I went on Hard Rock this morning, and it said -20. And I said, this is the NFL. They are 20. That doesn't happen in the NFL. 20-point favorites. The last week of their season, when dudes probably won't be in the third quarter. 20.
Sorry, per Google and StatMuse, whoever this may be.
That music is good.
The number one point differential spread going into a game, plus 26.5, just October 13th, 2013, Jaguars at Denver.
Are you serious?
You know, honest to God, that's number one. Number
The
two,
Jags were 26-point dogs?
Yep. Eagles were 24-point
Oh.
dogs in 07 to New England.
Oh.
Cincy was a 23.5-point dog to San Francisco in 93. So we're going back 31 years. 32 years at this point. And the Dolphins in 1922. There were actually 9 20.5 plus or higher
That's crazy to me.
point differential.
I can't believe that. I feel like I haven't seen 20 ever in my life when I've been betting on stuff in the NFL. 20 points. They're saying you don't even have a chance, Cleveland. Might as well not show up, which that's fine with me, whatever. But they're going to make us all watch that. 4 o'clock on a Saturday. No college football. Actually, I think there is a couple bowl games, which we'll get to in a second because I got a thought on that. Don't they make the schedule for the last week of the season this week? Like everything, I think, was up in the air for the most part of when they could move games.
Yeah, because even for the Jags, it was this
Could be
or
determined.
that. Yeah, it was like TBD up in the air.
And I'm pretty sure it's the same way for the Saturday games because I remember when the Jags were actually good and they played the Titans in that win-and-go-in game a couple years ago. That was on a Saturday night. They moved that. Whoever made this decision, Browns-Ravens as a standalone game, should be fired. You shouldn't work for the NFL no more or the TV company or whoever. You got to go. Slide this in at 1 o'clock with all these other crappy games. Saints-Bucks. Slide it in there. Texans-Titans. We wouldn't even know. Giants-Eagles, not a clue. Jags-Colts, fit right in. Bills-Patriots, perfect. Nope. Standalone game.
Honestly, I'd say of those 1 o'clock games, flex the Commanders-Cowboys game to Saturday, that 4 o'clock slot on Saturday, instead of this, and slot that as one of the 1 o'clock games.
It's an interesting thought, actually, because it's kind of surprising, because Dallas is still a draw, even though they're not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now,
but I think it's an interesting matchup.
My thing with the Commanders is I don't know if are they playing their guys? Like you can bet on some of not knowing who's playing is just a mess. I'm unconfirmed if Jaden Daniels is playing. I wouldn't play him because you're already locked in the playoffs. So I guess that's the problem. But that's actually a good call that the Cowboys are kind of just mixed in there. I mean they're not good at this. But a 20-point spread at a standalone game is just a mess, NFL. What are we doing? But there's a lot of spreads like that this week. I mean, the Bucs are double-digit favorites. But you get that in the last week of the season when you have guys resting guys. But who thought Giants-Eagles was going to matter when they were making the schedule for the last week of the season? Nobody.
Talk about a travesty, though, that Saquon's not going to play in this game.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Did you hear how that kind of played out? Because he talked about it, and he was like, I didn't want to play, and then I thought about it, and I kind of wanted to play, but then Sirianni said I wasn't going to play, and I'm cool with that. I don't want to play. I was like, that's weird.
That is weird. And it's like a former Giant. You were just shipped out because John Mara, whatever his name is, didn't want to keep you.
That was a wild Hard Knocks, yeah.
I honestly, I did not expect the man to blow past 2,000 yards this season. I think it's the quietest 2,000-yard season in all of the NFL's history because I didn't expect it, and he just kind of went about doing it, and he wound up at 2,000. And I thought he's got 2,000.
It's a great point.
And then he's 100 yards from the record.
2,005 rushing yards at this moment, yeah.
And you've got your former team coming up. That's the one game I'd want to play in the most.
And he torched him that first week. Not first week, but the first time they played. 17 for 176 and a touchdown. I think he scored a receiving touchdown as well. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'll agree with you fully that it is a very sneaky 2,000-yard season. He's been dominant, but it feels like in the past when there's been 2,000-yard seasons, it's been a bigger deal. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not watching SportsCenter anymore. Because I'm not.
Could be the case, yeah. Because Henry's 2,000-yard season in 2020 was
big
front
deal.
page news.
Huge, massive deal. Now, granted, 2 of those games were against the Jags when he was stiff-arming people out of oblivion. But
that's fair, yeah.
So maybe that's a closer to home thing. But I remember, and this is, I guess, is another close to Jags thing. Chris Johnson, they still call man CJ2K.
CJ 2.5K.
It's very sneaky 2,000-yard season. But yeah, he's not going to play. Eagles obviously have bigger things. It's almost crazier that Derrick Henry doesn't have a 2,000-yard season for the way that people have talked about him this year, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get there, barring a 270 17-yard game, which I do not think they'll let
So
him
he's
play
like upper 1,700 yards.
in. 1783. Yeah.
I'm not doing the math. I'm not backtracking the math.
I just did math in my head too. I'm pretty impressed with myself.
But is it not nuts that you've got what will probably be an 1,800-yard rusher and a 2,000-yard rusher in the same season?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we almost had two 2,000-yard rushers, which I don't think's happened before.
If this Ravens game mattered,
Yeah.
you could convince me Derrick Henry's going over 200 yards.
Oh,
it doesn't.
100%.
They're 20-point favorites, as mentioned. He
Yeah.
needs to score. He has an incentive. I think it's just one touchdown.
Like
and the
$1 million
incentive,
bonus or something?
yeah, he just needs a touchdown. I assume they'll let him get that and take him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. His rushing number is like 90-something, but there's no way he's staying in there for a 200-yard game. I mean, even over 200-yard game. But, yeah, it's a good call. I mean, you've had some major rushing numbers this year, and there's been – I don't even know who's the next closest off of that. I'll pull it up real quick. But you have had some quality guys running the football this year. Even in fantasy, like Kyron Williams is a 1,300-yard rusher. You got a few 1,300-yard rushers close to it. Josh Jacobs has had a big year, most of those being touchdowns fantasy-wise. But Chuba Hubbard's came on. A lot of good running backs in the league right now. There was a comment. It said Dolphins and Falcons sneaking in. I don't see it. Both very much alive. Tua not playing for the Dolphins hurts that, obviously. And I just think the Bucs take care of their business against the Saints. On Twitter, Caleb Williams or Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco will start for the Colts against the Jags, and I would go with that one. Jags are bad at this. Not this, not the talking part. Well, actually, they're not great at that either. But the football part has not been good for the Jags. Flacco absolutely shredded them last time here in Jacksonville. They lost the football game. Not that matters at any point. Colts are out of it, but I like the Colts offense with Joe Flacco. I know last week it wasn't good. Jags secondary, you absolutely cannot trust. They're playing a little bit better, but they're still not good. They beat a Titans team that's really terrible. So I would go Joe Flacco in that one for on Twitter. Caleb Williams, I don't think you can trust it right now. Packers they're locked in the playoffs, so they're fine. But I think Joe Flacco can shred the Jags defense and give the Jags one last memory to wipe the 2024 season with in disappointment. So I'd go Joe Flacco on that one. And by the way, in that game, Jacksonville with the win. No.
You're not picking Jags today or tomorrow?
No, hell no.
That's fair.
Would you?
I want it.
You want them to win or you want to pick them?
Oh, I want them to win.
Okay, so do I, but they're not gonna.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. By the way, best bet in the Jags game. Give me over 44 total points. This goes into the Joe Flacco thing. I think the Colts are going to score. That first matchup, it was 30-something to 30-something, I think. I forget.
It was like 36-33 or 30-30.
It was a lot of points in that football game. And that was Joe Flacco throwing it all over the Jags defense. The Jags actually played offense in that game, but that was Trevor Lawrence. So, I still think they score with Mac Daddy and the boys at quarterback. So I think the Jags can score. I think the Colts will score. I think the Jags lose the game, but I think the teams go over 44 total points. By the way, best bets for the 20-point spread game of the Browns and the Ravens. The Browns, I don't know if you've taken a gander at the Browns depth chart.
I don't want to.
You shouldn't. It's pretty terrible, but I'll do it. I'll give you it, unless you heard this. If you automatically say the right answer, I'm going to assume you heard this. I will give you $200 right now if you tell me who's starting quarterback for the Browns today.
I
feel like you're looking it up.
Something Thompson Robinson?
Nah, they moved on.
Oh.
Looks like Bailey Zappi will start for the Browns. Their backfield will be led by Donta Foreman.
Was it Dante? Dante? I always thought it was like Deontay or something.
Nah, it's Donta, I think. But the point of the story is it's really bad, as you see where I'm going here. And you can see why that this team is 20-point dogs in this football game. Jordan Atkins, lead tight end. Wide receiver is still very much intact for the most part. Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. So that's at least good. Their defense is a disaster. And it will be bad in Cleveland. But I'll go best bet in that one. Give me Donta Foreman to score. Just because I think someone's got to. Like, I think the Browns will score a point in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think it'll be a passing touchdown, so give me rushing. It's the easiest thing to do. Give me Foreman to score a touchdown. Plus 225, by the way. So there's a lot of value if you think the Browns are going to score a point. They may not, but give me Foreman anytime touchdown plus 225. Whatever. Bengals, Steelers. Bengals have to win. We've talked about it. They win, and then they need help from the Broncos to lose. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the Bengals need to take care of their business and win. In the last 4 games, they've all had must-win games. They've won them all. Jamar Chase has gone over 91.5 receiving yards in all those games. That's his number today. And I go over again because I think it's the same formula that they've been playing with. Throw the football early, often, and really every time you can. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, whoever, but Jamar Chase, 91.5 yards. I think he goes over, and I think the Bengals win the football game. So give me the over on Jamar Chase and the receiving number. Saints, Bucks, as we go into the Sunday games.
A disgusting matchup.
It really is. Bucks need to win. 14.5-point favorites in that football game for the Bucks. The big thing in this game, and that's where the best bet goes, is on Mike Evans. Mike Evans, who missed some time this year, 4 or 5 games. I forget what it was, but definitely was on IR. He has a $3 million bonus afoot. He needs 5 catches and 85 yards for $3 million. Ain't that something? What a world to live in. The interesting part is on Hard Rock, his number for receiving is 100.5 yards. That is outrageously high. 100.5 yards. He averages 70 a game. He needs 85. I believe the Bucks will win handily. So I think he could get these numbers and get out because he's been hurt this year. You don't want to risk that going into a playoffs where you need Mike Evans. I just think 101 yards is a lot of yards. Now, granted, 85 and 101 are very close together. I understand that. But I could very well see if that number, if he gets it on 88 yards, I don't think he gets the football again. The unfortunate part will be like if he has 4 catches for 84 yards, you'll probably get another throw that'll be somewhat deep because Mike Evans is a big play receiver. But 100.5 yards is too much for me. Give me the under. I still think he goes over 85, but I think he's under 100. I think the safer play is just that one because the line is too high. Disgusting game, Texans-Titans. I don't know what's going on with the Texans. I don't know who's playing in this football game for the Texans. I haven't seen that, and frankly, it doesn't matter. They've locked up the division. This division is terrible, but you can't bet on any of their dudes in the football game. I know Joe Mixon, if he plays, needs like 106 yards, I think it is, for a bonus. Unconfirmed if he's going to play, but it doesn't really matter. They play the Titans in Nashville, who are favorites in this game. So just give me Texans money line because the Titans, you can't lose to Jacksonville twice and be the favorite against anybody, no matter who's playing. I know the Texans have been mildly disappointing at this point, but they're still a playoff team. They're still a division winner, and I don't trust the Titans at all. In that one, by the way, Tony Pollard needs 83 rushing yards to make $250,000. And if for some reason he scores twice, $200,000 more dollars for Tony Pollard. So a lot of incentive for Tony Pollard to do it in this football game. We'll see if he does. Kenneth Murray, a half sack, $250,000. Arden Key, former Jacksonville Jaguar, 1.5 sacks for $500,000. So plenty of incentive for the Titans. I still think they lose the football game. That's just kind of where I'm at with that. Bears-Packers, I should say. Not good. Another football game I would not watch. Packers in control. They've locked up the playoffs. They're all good. That bet cashed. That was cool. I was happy with that. They did not win the division, though, so that one lost. But can't win them all. Who saw the Lions and the Vikings coming the way that they did? Give me 1 second on that. The best bet in that one's Keenan Allen, anytime touchdown. Not a lot of good reasons. Didn't really love anything in this game. If the Bears score, maybe it'll be Keenan Allen, maybe it won't. Who knows? But I like Keenan Allen to score in this game. Should I touch Isaac this week, the running back for the 49ers? I hate to say this without seeing your other options, but it would have to be what else do you have to play with? Like, what other options do you have? Assuming that you're in a championship game, obviously, in your fantasy, or if you're talking DFS. If you're talking DFS, I'd say no. But if you're talking fantasy championship, I don't love it. I don't absolutely hate it, but I think you could probably find better options depending on what else you have, even if you're talking like a flex situation. Because I have absolutely no idea what the 49ers are going to do. Like, they threw it around a lot last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever that was. You could do more of that. You don't need to win. It doesn't matter if you win, so I could see him just trying to get out of there. But I don't love the play. I don't feel super confident that he scores a touchdown. I know he had a big week a couple weeks ago, or I guess early December at this point. But I don't love it. I'd stay away from him. If you have other options, if you are stuck with old Isaac, I guess you do what you got to do. But I don't love that option. I also don't know how to say his last name, but I
think Gorendo.
Yeah, it looks about right. Remember when I was calling that one dude the wrong name for like a whole show?
Roscon?
Yeah. That guy got in a fight that week. How about that?
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't love it. Don't hate it. Don't love it. I would check the other options, assuming you have some that you could go with. How's your fantasy situation? You're in the third place game?
Yep. Yeah, I hadn't looked at it in a while.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's how much it means to you?
Well, after that abysmal first week of the playoffs for me or whatever, I just gave up. I just gave up all hope.
Yeah, that's fair. How do you feel about Jerry Jeudy today then? Bad. Not good.
Who are they playing?
Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
20-point dogs.
No bueno. No bueno.
No. No. The answer is no. But I could spin it in a way that, like, I made fun of Bailey Zappi earlier because he's not very good at this. But he's a better passing quarterback than Dorian Thompson-Robinson is right now. So there is that belief. Jerry Jeudy's their best receiver. I still don't trust it. I don't know how you can trust it on quarterback, 4 now for the Browns? So, not good.
Well, quarterback 44.
It's bad. Yeah, I do not feel good. But, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, somebody on the Browns is going to score today. I think. I don't think they're going to lose 28-0, 28-3, 28-6 with 2 field goals. Like, I think someone scores a touchdown for the Browns. Will it be Jerry Jeudy?
Mm-mm. Probably Nick Chubb if he's playing.
He's not. He's dead.
Oh, never mind. Oh, good Lord. Okay.
He broke something else.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's just. So, will it be Jerry Jeudy? I would say probably not. But, it's hard to trust any receiver on quarterback 4, in my opinion. That's just kind of where I fall on that. So we'll see. We'll see. I think Dante Foreman's the guy that scores for the Browns in this football game. Plus 225, by the way. But if you're so inclined with Jerry Jeudy, super value on the anytime touchdown. Just because nobody thinks the Browns are going to do anything in this football game today. I told you Keenan Allen, someone's got to score for the Giants as well against the Eagles. Probably not that many people. Somebody's got to. How about Tyrone Tracy? Bro's had a good season. Good quality. Someone's got to score for the Giants. Tyrone Tracy plus 135 in that game. Falcons have to win to stay alive. They play the Panthers, who are not very good. Bucks also can just end their season if they win against the Saints, which is the likely opinion. But the Falcons will still run their guys out there and try, at least at the bare minimum. The Panthers, I can't say the same about them, that they will try to win this football game because really it does not matter. The value in this one, I think, is in a same-game parlay is what I'm going with. Give me Drake London, 50-plus receiving yards. Since Michael Penix has gone in, ton of targets, ton of yards. It's been better for Drake London, at least as of late. Early, it was good with Kirk Cousins. Then it kind of fell apart when all of the Falcons fell apart. Then Drake London kind of having a little bit of a rebirth with Michael Penix. So 50-plus receiving yards. Pair that with the Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown because there's no way to get value on a Bijan Robinson touchdown without adding something. Drake London, 50 yards. Bijan Robinson touchdown. Right around plus money. Not exactly minus 105, but on Hard Rock anyway. Bijan Robinson, score. Drake London, 50-plus yards. Good to go. That'll cash. I have a feeling. I told you about the Jags over. Why not? And that brings me to the Bills and the Patriots. Keon Coleman. I'm talking to you at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened this season, Keon Coleman. Things were looking good. Then you got hurt. Now you're back. You dropped a touchdown. Didn't matter to you. Mattered to me. And now you're one touchdown away from cashing your preseason touchdown prop. Now, I'm not saying I need it desperately, Keon Coleman. But what I am saying is I need it desperately, Keon Coleman. Josh Allen's going to start the game, hand the football off, and walk off is apparently how that's going to go so he can keep his game started streak. And then you bring in known backup Mitch Trubisky, who I am a big fan of. I believe can win you a football game. No word on if Keon Coleman will play. I believe he will. He's a rookie, needs the reps, hasn't got a ton of them this year. Keon Coleman, please.
Please. Well, something, please.
Keon Coleman, please. I need you to score. Keon Coleman, please. I need to cash this bet. I've been sitting on it since August. Keon Coleman, please. By the way, I think the Bills still beat the Patriots with Mitch Trubisky. Michael Pittman Jr., how we feeling? Better than the other two. With Joe Flacco, I'm in. Jags, I'm in.
Yeah, PJ might have a big day.
At least better than the other two. I go if assuming that all of these names you keep throwing out there are your options, I like Michael Pittman Jr. the best of the three. Just a lot of options. I Michael Pittman Jr. of those three, I like better. Safer than Judy, I think, in Indy, in the not dome. I get retractable roof stadium inside. What I'm getting at is you don't have to worry about the weather, so shouldn't be a problem there. Joe Flacco, again, better at throwing the football than an Anthony Richardson. 10 targets last week for Michael Pittman Jr. Could see more of that against the Jags. We'll see. Downs will be a factor, but I like Michael Pittman Jr. Better than Jerry Jeudy, better than 49ers running back as well. I think you have found something if you can play a Michael Pittman Jr. in that football game. Commanders, Cowboys, as you mentioned, Rico Dowdle. Or you didn't mention Rico Dowdle, but Rico Dowdle is my best bet in that game, anytime touchdown. He's really all the Cowboys have had for the most part of the back half of the season. CeeDee Lamb not playing in the football game. I think the Cowboys will score. Sounds like Trey Lance might play a little bit in that football game as well. But Rico Dowdle plus money on an anytime touchdown. Why not? Why not? Those are the 1 p.m. games. Dolphins-Jets is a 4 o'clock game. We'll get to that in just a second. Chiefs-Broncos, Seahawks-Rams, Chargers-Raiders, 49ers-Cardinals, and Vikings-Lions, almost all 4 o'clock games. Vikings-Lions is the Sunday 8 p.m. game on the last week of the season, which I am so thankful is here. We got to talk college football playoff as well. We will do that after the break. Not good for Tennessee. We haven't done a show since Tennessee, huh?
No,
Did we?
No, maybe not. We did a show the Saturday before the game happened, but we haven't done one since.
That's right.
No, we haven't.
Thanks for that, Nick.
I had to think through to make sure.
No, I'm talking about convincing me that Tennessee was going to win.
Oh.
They did not win.
Yeah, no.
So we'll talk about that. We have the final 4 playoff teams in college football. We've got some random bowl games. We'll get to that when we come back. But overall, college football bowl season pretty much over outside of the playoff games. Another shot at Jackson. Looking glorious. Got to be warming up. This is a great shot. One of the best we got. You'll see it when we come back as well. Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network, BRB.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym, to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozard approved.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade. If you need a quality play this football season at your home, call That One Painter First Coast. Locally owned and operated, experienced employees, no builder grade materials. And there's more, and for that we throw it to Noah Schlicksup. That One Painter First Coast can apparently help your kicking game too.
Well, after my failure on skinny sticks last year on Creekside game day, I've spent a lot of time out here at Creekside practicing my kicks. There's only one issue. How is that even possible? The good news is I know exactly who can help. That One Painter can handle all your painting needs, from field goal posts to cabinets to stucco. They got you covered. Though they may not be able to help with my kicking, they can certainly help with the posts. Call That One Painter First Coast today for all your painting needs at 904-495-1373.
Everyone loves a good game night. Here you don't have to be the host. You don't have to clean up. They bring the food and drinks to you, and you can watch whatever you want on the big screens. It's more than a card room. It's a night full of fun with friends. Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now the newest location here in St. Augustine, right off 95 at exit 311. A brand new clean room, a full bar and menu, my favorite sushi in town. And I love the fries too. You don't have to just play poker at Best Bet. That's why I come over here to the table games and play one card poker. That's a pretty good card and a win. One card poker is like war as a kid, you against the dealer. And this isn't the only fun table game to play. A friendly staff, a lot of fun. It's a good night out at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the newest location in St. Augustine. You can be a serious player or a novice. It doesn't matter. If winning equals fun, you're a winner every time at Best Bet. I'll save you a seat, and I'll see you down here at Best Bet St. Augustine.
That was terrifying. I just look over, you're dead stared at me like
It's like an inadvertent cue. You can talk now.
I guess. Jeez. Holy cow. Anyway, next Sports Jacks 24/7 network show that has no name. What'd you do for Christmas?
Wait a minute. Christmas Day. I worked Christmas Day and then got off. I actually fun story here.
Oh boy.
Bring us back. No. It actually worked out pretty good, minus one thing.
Okay, what you got?
So worked, got off, did Christmas with the fiance. stockings first and all the stuff that we bought each other. And then my plan for Christmas Day,
I like how you say all the stuff, implying that you bought a lot, but that's cool.
well, just whatever. And then I wanted to on Christmas Day, since it was just the two of us and there wasn't going to be anybody else, I wanted to cook steaks.
Okay.
I'd never cooked a steak before in my life.
Oh, boy.
Now, I've had steaks cooked for me at home before, but it was never like how you would conventionally cook a steak.
Sure.
So I had to do research like the week leading up or whatever. So like I knew I needed my cast iron seasoned and ready. So I got that out, scrubbed it down, salt, whatever, took it down kind of almost to bare metal in some spots, seasoned it, got it back. Almost set the house on fire one night. At least the alarm went off very briefly, and then I turned the oven off and said, you know what, fine, it'll just rest overnight, because it was cranked up to 500 degrees to bake off the oil, the stuff I'd put on it.
Okay.
So it's prep ready. We get to Christmas Day. I spent like $1 gazillion on 2 steaks for no reason. I was like $80 because I wanted. Well, I was like, let me buy a decent cut of steak here. So I go to Tillman's, get 2 steaks, 2 prime ribeyes, come back, cook them, and they actually turn out pretty good. They turn out more of a medium. I'm more like medium well. I'm working my way from well done back down.
Okay.
She's a medium well person, so I'm like. So I overshot medium well, but they didn't burn like till well done.
Okay.
And they actually turned out pretty good.
How about that?
Only thing I didn't do right was I didn't sear the fat cat first. That part I goofed, but the rest of it I got right, and they were actually pretty good.
How about that? Good for you.
Yeah, I did something good for once.
Well, decent at the bare minimum.
Well, decent, yeah.
Decent. We'll have to check with her to see if it was good, but
She didn't like the flavor a ton. I just used salt, pepper in the steak.
you can't win them all. You absolutely can't win them all. What'd you get her for Christmas? Anything good?
So I got a print of where our first date was, to commemorate that.
Same place you got engaged, right?
No, different place.
Why'd you get engaged at the place again?
So, because the date had 2 parts. The first part was at a
That's
restaurant. The second part was kind of just walking through downtown.
Okay.
I went to where we did the second part of the date.
So you got a picture of the first part.
Yeah, it's a print, like a map print that has like a heart on where the first date was.
Look at you. You thought about it.
I geek at Christmas because I like going.
I didn't get nothing.
Sorry, buddy. I'm broke.
I'm saying
I work in TV news, man. I got a few dollars.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So you got
I got
the
you
map.
next Christmas.
You got the map. What else did you get her?
Now I gotta think. So I got I kind of like went hard on the stocking stuffers. So there's, I think it's called Touchland. It's a hand sanitizer brand. You can find it like at Ulta or Sephora.
Okay. Did you get the?
No.
What do you mean no?
You
threw a big fit that day.
Because I bought it. I thought I told you the story of the perfume. So I went and
Oh,
bought
it's the
it.
wrong one.
Yeah, she didn't want the milk plus. She just wants regular milk, and then she didn't want it now. She wants it for the wedding at the end of the year.
That's right.
For it to be the wedding scent. So I just had to return it.
That's right. Okay.
So like, yeah.
So you went with the hand sanitizer instead.
Well, the hand sanitizer I'd already bought. I was just trying to find something else to put in the stocking stuffer.
Okay.
A microwave baked potato. Those aren't too bad. Those.
Dude went with the hand.
She loves like dark chocolate, so I got like a bag of the Dove, and then I also bought chocolate covered strawberries the day before.
Okay. This is quality.
Good Lord, I'm trying to think what else I got her.
I mean, it sounds like you got a whole bunch.
Yeah, but there's other stuff. Oh, I got her a record.
A record.
Yeah, she has a record player and has a record collection.
Oh.
So I bought one that she had
A vinyl record.
Yes, a vinyl record. My bad.
Gotcha.
It was a Tyler Childers album. I think Purgatory.
Okay.
It was one of those that she wanted. I bought her another one before.
She listens to records?
Yeah.
Really?
She's a huge Elton John fan and has a vast majority of his. Yes.
Huh.
And she wants to collect all of them, so it's something else that we're doing.
All of what?
All of Elton John's.
Okay, I thought you meant
not
all
the
vinyl records.
Not
ever.
the best of hits.
The actual albums.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So when we were back home at the 1st of December, we were actually kind of like record hunting.
Really?
I want to take her to Tiger Records over on the west side and check and see what they have. We just hadn't made it.
Today seems like as good a day as ever.
Well, she's at home asleep.
Maybe
Got off work last night.
That's fair. Maybe this evening. All right. Well, it sounds like you delivered for Christmas. Congratulations.
I usually over-deliver.
Really?
Yeah.
You under promise? That's the first thing you need to do.
No, you never under promise.
You always under. Listen, Brent will tell you this very thing. Didn't you do Brent and Austin yesterday?
Yeah.
He'll tell you this very thing. Under promise, over deliver.
I over-deliver anyways.
Say,
I
listen,
felt like I had under-delivered this
the
year.
bills are kind of tight. I bought the engagement ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, might just be a couple of presents. Then boom, hand sanitizer. She'll never see it coming.
Well, I bought 2 of those, a travel thing, and a whole bunch of other stuff. New charger for the house for a car. One of the new nicer USB-C power bricks from Apple.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll buy the nicer
I'm starting to
stuff.
feel bad about my Christmas now. I got Amanda AirPods.
It's not a bad thing.
It's easy. Been together like 10 years. So, little pair of AirPods. We move. All right, good. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you. What'd you do on New Year's?
New Year's? Like New Year? Okay, so I had to work.
The New
New Year's
Year's that just
Eve.
happened, yeah.
I have to think. It's
The
been
one
2
that made
days.
it 2025.
It's been 2
Yeah,
days.
that one.
New Year's Eve, I had to work, so I got home at like 11:45. She'd made like buffalo chicken dip.
Right on time.
Yeah, and we just sat and rung in the New Year and stayed up watching after like New Year happened, like the ball drop and all that stuff. We just watched New Girl.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice. I hate New Year's. I think it's the most overrated holiday of all time.
it kind of
It's
is.
stupid, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's just like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Wednesday.
Woo.
Like, go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? New Year's is the worst. Oh, you a fireworks guy?
That's 4th of July. Yeah.
No. Just in general, you a fireworks guy.
Yeah.
You're the worst. I feel
Well,
like we should cancel this show.
no. Here's the thing. I do them at the 4th, but I don't really do them any other time. And I really
You
don't
do
even,
fireworks?
Yeah.
Like you light them?
Yeah.
Boy, you can end up like Jason Pierre-Paul.
I've had a couple of moments. I had a moment when I was a kid where I almost wound up like JPP
I believe that.
because of firecrackers. I had them in my hand. It's actually my left hand. You can still see the scar. I guess the like fuse thing wasn't good or whatever and lit it and it blew up in my hand.
How old were you?
I might have been like somewhere between 6 and 10.
Yikes.
And I've had a couple of those moments where like we go to light the big tube. You drop it in, you light it, it's got the long fuse and it goes, and like you light it and you start to run away and it falls over.
Dangerous game.
You're like, why is it looking at me now? So you
that's
run back, stand it up, and get going again.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good. No,
It's been a while since I went kind of hard for the 4th, though. I did it the last 4th before I moved down here.
good. You shouldn't because you're an adult at this point. I hate fireworks. I'm just going to say, I think if you're setting off fireworks, if you're pulling what Nick is pulling, it sounds like industrial fireworks in the neighborhood, I think you should be sentenced to jail time.
Yeah, I did spend $300 or $400 that last.
Oh my
4th.
God.
I spent a couple hundred. My dad spent a little bit, and then my brother spent some too.
See, here's the thing. We all got dogs and cats and various pets.
No, I know.
Like, y'all are just the worst. Like, I'll stand on this my entire life. Like, I think you are just flat out stupid if you're out here lighting off serious fireworks in the neighborhood. Any neighborhood. Like, I just think you're the worst kind of person.
I
Like,
can
you could
respect
convince me. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to stop. I stopped.
Say it. I need to know.
No, I'll tell you in the break because I truly don't think I should say it. But like, basically, what I was getting at is you could convince me there are some real criminals that are better people than the fireworks people.
Oh,
Is what I'm saying. But I was actually going to name some names, and that would have been bad. The fireworks thing is just the worst. I can't deal with it. So
yeah. I mean, now with the fiance and the cat and everything, I don't think she'd be a fan of fireworks, like at home at least. Like if we had kids and lit them and whatnot in the future, but
dogs are running away, cats are running away,
now that,
people are scared, veterans are scared. Like,
yeah.
it's a terrible. I just think it's the worst. 4th of July, whatever. Like, I still think it's terrible. I still think it's the worst. But
You're just not patriotic. It's fine.
no, I'm just trying to keep my dog in the house. Like, I'm trying to not have your pets run away is what I'm trying to advocate for.
No, I get it. And yeah, I mean,
But 4th of July, they kind of made the song, you know what I mean? So like it feels like New Year's is new.
kind of made the song.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Star Spangled Banner, I think is what it's called. Like again, this just goes back to like New Year's is not it's a stupid holiday. So like that's why I'm just like this isn't.
It really is a dumb holiday.
It's horrible. It's the worst. You shouldn't celebrate New Year's. Shouldn't even get it off of work. 5-4. You worked. You worked.
Worked. Whatever. I like my holiday pay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wednesday. Like that's all it is.
Yeah, kind of.
That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, well, I'm glad your holidays were good. Sounds like you had a lot of work. Sounds like you gave a lot of good presents. Overall, big win for you. So, congratulations on that. What the hell happened to Tennessee, Nick?
You tell me. I genuinely think at this point, after 2 games, I think whoever was in that section of the bracket ran into a buzzsaw.
Fair.
Now, I feel slightly better about it after the Oregon demolition.
Holy cow, huh? That's bad.
That
it was worse than Tennessee.
Was it? I mean,
what they did to Oregon? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I was just thinking score-wise it wasn't any worse, but fair, I'll take your word for it.
Well, I don't even remember the Tennessee score. But the fact that the Oregon game was over in the first quarter. Like, there was no coming back from, like, they cooked them. And they scored at the end of the half. You can tell me whatever. That's fine. They were not in the game. So, I think the Tennessee thing isn't as bad as what happened to Oregon. But, still, Tennessee, what happened? I bet on them, boys.
All right, so one part of it was Samson got hurt. So a huge chunk of our production went out early. Then it kind of goes to just Nico. And I didn't watch the full game. Now, don't knock Nico. Nico played his heart out.
That's great. He tried.
Now, exactly why it didn't work in the passing game, I don't necessarily know.
Okay.
But something didn't click. I don't think it's Nico's fault.
Well, he's not the greatest quarterback to ever play.
I get it. I'm not saying he
I'm glad he tried hard, but it wasn't good enough.
I'm not saying he's the best to ever play. What I'm saying is
he
at least gave the maximum effort he could. Buddy got absolutely cracked in the skull.
He did. He did that.
Absolutely cracked.
Bro got lit up a little bit. I'll give you that. That's
so
fair.
he's probably playing with some ringing in the ears the rest of the game and still played his best that he could.
I believe that to be true as well.
Maybe the receivers couldn't get open. The run game stalled because we don't have Samson. That stuff happened. But that doesn't explain the defensive just that happened. I can explain the first touchdown. It's either Ricky Gibson or Jermon McCoy backpedaling in man-on-man, and instead of flipping his hips to the boundary, he flips them back to the middle of the field. Ball game. He's burnt. Can't do nothing about that. It was a mismatch. I mean, I thought our secondary could match up fairly well to the receiving core, and I was severely mistaken.
You were. So was Oregon, though.
Sorely mistaken. Well, I don't know. Oregon's weird.
They ain't playing no more football this year. Tell you that.
They on the couch too.
All right, so
and we do have one bowl game today.
We got 2, don't we? Bahamas Bowl and something else.
I think it's just one.
Mayo Bowl was last night.
It's just
terrible watch that was. Watching basketball.
Yeah, the Bahamas Bowl presented by Atlantis Resorts. Buffalo.
Didn't the Bahamas Bowl used to be the first one?
I think it feels right.
Yeah.
Feels right.
So, real quick on that. Mm-hmm. It is comfortably 2025 at this point. It's January 4th. Stop the bowl games.
Yeah.
If you suck, and here's how I qualify if you suck. If you won 6 times this year, if you barely scraped your way into a bowl game, you have to play before the 31st. Yeah. I don't need to see you on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. No. Play the damn Mayo Bowl on Tuesday the 19th, pour the mayo on the coach, and move on. Why are we still playing bowl games that don't matter on January 4th? Get on with it. Nobody cares. Not a person. Have you seen the crowds at these bowl games? Besides the playoff, I'm not counting the playoff, obviously.
Well, we got one more. We got the FCS championship day after tomorrow, Monday.
Woohoo!
Thursday is the semifinal. Friday's the semifinal. And we got the national championship game. So we got for the rest of the year.
I'm good all that, but these if you watch the Mayo Bowl,
they're bad.
there's nobody there. It's the kids' parents. That's it.
Well, also, who's in the Mayo Bowl?
Virginia Tech and whoever they lost to, Minnesota, the Gophers.
See, here's the thing. Virginia Tech's going to travel well for that because they're just going down to North Carolina.
They didn't. There was nobody there.
Well,
Their parent, nobody's going. Is my point. And
I mean, bowl games have been made irrelevant.
they I don't know. They have definitely. But look at any of these crowds. The only ones that were decent are the games that are kind of where they're supposed to be. All the games that are on the 31st, the 30th, the 1st. The Tampa Bowl game had a good crowd. Alabama, Michigan, I get it. 2 brands. Still had a decent crowd. But just these irrelevant games have just not been good. And the crowds have not been good. So just stop the bowl game madness. If you want to play them, that's fine. But don't. I mean, we are comfortably in 2025. Move on. There's a couple exceptions. The Duke's Mayo Bowl is not one of them. The Bahamas Bowl is not one of them. We'll see you in 2024. So what do we make of the SEC now at this point?
Honestly, don't know.
Because Tennessee was not good. Georgia was not good. Texas should have lost twice.
Yeah, that
and Texas is going to get stomped by Ohio State.
Taff or Taffy, whatever his name is, should have been called for targeting.
Oh, my goodness. How do you miss that?
I mean, that's blatant targeting on a defenseless receiver.
Yeah.
That's textbook.
He was fencing. That was terrible. That was really bad. Just not good. SEC, though. Georgia disappointing, which isn't super shocking watching Georgia play this year and then not having their quarterback.
Yeah.
Tennessee disappointing. And Texas, although they have won, or they got away with it against Arizona State, not good. I believe they get stopped by Ohio State. And then what conversation are we having about the SEC? Not a good one. And look at what look what Alabama did against Michigan. They had no business being in. Everyone who wanted to make that argument, they had no business being in. The only team that even has and it's not even an argument. At least Ole Miss, who was mad about not being in the playoff, went out there and stomped the heck out of Duke here in Jacksonville. Jackson Dart threw for 500 yards. But SEC, not a good showing. Not a good showing at all.
And see, all right, so Georgia's issue was not necessarily Gunnar Stockton. I think all year it was the offensive line. They played really good in some games, really bad in others.
True.
And I think that ultimately hurt Carson Beck in his stock. It dropped a bit. He should have returned somewhere for another year.
That was really odd,
not
huh?
Georgia.
I forgot that happened.
Somewhere.
That was odd.
Tennessee, I think, and here's Nico, freshman, first year of starting. He's going to make mistakes, not be super great. Sure, whatever. I said before the year started 8-4 or 9-3. So my final estimation on this team is that they overachieved and got where they wanted to be a little too early. They're not quite ready to be there yet. You restock, you reload, you go back into next season. They've lost a lot. We'll see how it works out with the portal and whatnot. If we can get some guys to come in, we're hurting at receiver, need running backs, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Georgia's line gets better next year. I think Tennessee can improve still, maybe repeat 10-2. It'll be a hard schedule. No by week 4.
Is Stockton their quarterback next year?
Stockton will be the quarterback. It's either Stockton or Jaden,
Rashada.
or it was Rashada. And since Stockton's got it this game, unless he stumbles early, he'll probably be the guy all of next season. Bama, I'm curious about because I don't know what their quarterback situation looks like. I know there's some guy named Ty
Simpson. Here's who it'll be. Shameless plug right here, Nick.
Uh-oh.
Their quarterback next year will be 5-star plus true freshman Keelan Robinson, who, by the way...
Oh, the kid from Texas?
He went to high school in Texas, yeah. Who, by the way, just signed some mini helmets for your boy. Grab those on eBay. No big deal. But it will be Keelan Robinson.
You can't even draw out on him yet.
Barely. Fresh ink, as they say. Well done.
Okay,
But he will be their quarterback over Ty Simpson, I believe.
Also, here's the other issue with Alabama. The 2024 team leaders, Jalen Milroe, 16 touchdowns, 2,800 yards. Leading rusher, Jalen Milroe, with 726 yards. The Alabama brand isn't that your quarterback's your leading rusher. It's some ungodly good running back.
Yep.
See, Bama's got to fix that, or the trend of 9-3 is going to continue, and it's going to be a downward spiral.
I agree with those things.
Now, as an unbiased person on a show wanting to talk college football, I hope that doesn't happen for Bama. I think Kalen DeBoer can get it figured out as a Tennessee fan. I hope to see him go 6-6 or worse next year.
They ain't going to do that.
No. The brand's still too potent at the moment, and they're still too good.
They're still too
roster.
talented.
Yeah. And it'll be 3-4 years before that happens because the talent has to drop off.
And that's not going to happen. He's going to recruit.
Yeah. Yeah. So
SEC, man, not a great showing in the college football playoff. That being said, are we in agree? I mean, you see Ohio State beating Texas, I assume?
Oh, 100%.
Sarkisian, man, shout out to him for staying loyal to Ewers. He's not playing the right quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's not.
Which isn't going to, assuming Arch Manning doesn't transfer, which there's no reason to believe he will.
Arch is like top 5 in NIL money.
He's number 1.
Okay.
He's played 4 times, and he's got a $6.5 million NIL evaluation.
Hey, like I told Hamby yesterday, man, it's that Texas oil money.
Yes.
They're just going to back up a Brinks truck and unload it.
But the craziest part is Sarkisian is ready to die on this hill of this college football playoff that we're not going to win because I'm not playing the right guy. Now, I don't think Arch Manning is – I don't think anybody right now is beating the Ohio State team that's running out there week to week. But
yeah, no.
Sarkisian, man, got to give him credit for being loyal, but holy cow. So, yeah, I think Ohio State wins that. I think the winner of the college football playoff wins the Penn State-Notre Dame game. I think that's the team that ends up winning.
Well, it better be Notre Dame then. But
You still out on Penn State? Penn State's been doing it.
Penn State's legit. I think Drew Aller's a more potent quarterback that could beat up an Ohio State if they win, but they've lost to Ohio State once. Albeit that was regular season Ohio State that seemed to just not care as much.
Clearly.
These boys are playing with their hair on fire in the postseason.
I just don't think they could do it 4 weeks in a row.
I don't either. So Texas is going to, I think, lose by 2 scores, possibly.
Yeah, but I also think part of that's because Texas ain't that good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because
agreed.
Ohio State. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Ohio State beats them handily, but I think that's coupled with Texas is not playing that well.
Agreed.
But Penn State's been good. I've been impressed with them. Notre Dame has been really good.
Notre Dame defensively is great.
That's
What
I think
scares me is if they get in like a 10-point hole, Riley Leonard ain't getting you out of it. He's not had a game over, I think, 235 yards all season.
agreed.
If you're down big and you have to pass, he's not the guy to push the ball down the field.
He's not a bad passer though. They just don't do it.
Well, that's fair.
He was fine throwing the football at Duke. They just haven't done it. But they haven't needed to.
Yeah.
So to your point, I think there is something to be said there, but I don't even think they're going to be in a 10-point hole. That just doesn't
with
happen.
that defense, no.
That defense, they control the clock because as much as they don't throw it, boy, they run it. And they run it well. So, yeah, I think we're talking Notre Dame, Ohio State. I think Notre Dame wins.
All I'm saying is for somebody like me, I can't win in this one with the 4 teams that are left. Unless it's not Ohio State winning it, then I'm good.
All right.
That fan base I don't think deserves it. It's not even the fact that they just lambasted my Vols, but
Yeah.
That fan base is something else.
Not a lot of good games, though.
No. But to that point, Jason Hamby, who I do Stadium Pulse
Might
Friday,
hear some of that coming up.
9 to 10. He harped and harped and harped. We need the BCS back. We need the BCS back. We need the BCS. You take your number 1, 2 team,
No.
your number 1 team, and your number 2 team, and you play them. And he said forever there'd be Oregon and Notre Dame. He got maybe half of that right with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But this is the exact reason why the 12-team playoff field perfect. None of the top 4 seeds made it. Sure, the bye gave them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia didn't. Oregon didn't. Boise State didn't. And whoever else the other guy was.
State.
Arizona State and whoever the other 5th seed person was.
And they should have.
And they should have, yeah. I mean, like I said, blatant miscall that changes that entire game and gives Arizona State the win. And Scatterboot played for it. Scatterboot deserves that win. But this is exactly why we don't need it. If you just say, let's do a 4-team playoff and you exclude Ohio State, who could blow through the entirety of the entire field, like the whole field of play. I said the same thing like 7 times in the same sentence. But
It's okay.
that's exactly why the 12-team playoff field is perfect now. In a season like this where the SEC's down, the Big Ten's got some players, but it's not like super good like it had been the last couple of years. The 12-team playoff fit perfectly for this season.
Yeah.
And especially going into the NIL landscape where somebody like Ohio State with a $20 million roster can do this, you're going to see it start happening at every school that can afford it.
Yeah.
And the big boys are going to rise. And sure, that 12-team playoff might be the same thing till whatever governing body of college football can come in or college athletics says we're going to put caps on what the teams can spend. Even though I don't really think there's a governing body with enough power to say what you can and can't do about NIL at this point.
I agree.
I think the lawsuit that they had against Tennessee back in like middle of last year killed really any authority the NCAA had over NIL.
Yeah.
When it became an antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of good points, by the way, Zach. Plug your nose, go Tyreek Hill. Both backup quarterbacks, both bad
stinks.
situations. Go Tyreek Hill and hope for the best. He's the more talented player. Yeah, I mean, the BCS thing, I think Hamby's dead wrong on that.
Oh, 100%.
Was that like a Georgia argument? Because technically they were the two?
No, he was saying like he thought like a 12-team playoff field was dumb and that it let in too many people because it was after the first week where all 4 of the lower seeds lost and they were kind of blowouts. And he's like, well, this is why you don't need it. And I'm like, sure, fine, you can say that. I think really in this lower half you have a couple of teams that maybe didn't deserve to be there or deserved to be there given the record and how they'd played but weren't ready for the moment. I think Tennessee was one of those. It was there. They had played for it, but they weren't ready for the moment, got just overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Ohio State's been there and knows it's different. Like Ryan Day's been there.
Yep.
Josh Heupel hadn't, and so on and so forth. But I think that's the parity of it, and the really great part is that you've got a 12-team playoff field where I think Ohio State's the 8 seed. The 8 seed could win the entire thing.
The 8 seed right now is probably favored to win the entire thing.
Yeah, 100%.
The way they've played.
But you've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think you've got like the second set
5,
of
6,
seeds
7, and 8, yes.
are in, and this is the exact reason of why you have maybe the first round bye, unless you want to take the first round bye out and just make it a 12-man playoff and let all 12 go. But I think it's worked perfectly how they intended for it to work in the first year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of that. It's, again, just back to the not great games. It's not the College Football Playoff Committee's fault that, Georgia just didn't play well.
Yeah.
Texas hasn't played well. Arizona State did everything that the committee wanted them to. Should have won the football game. Bad mistargeting. You're right there. Ohio State has done everything that people thought they were going to do in the regular season. Oregon's probably the surprise. Boise State.
Oregon is the surprise. I didn't expect that to happen.
No, they got blitzed.
Yeah.
They got blitzed.
It
happened way too fast. I mean, they didn't know what happened. And then Dan Lanning didn't love the post game, by the way.
And that was the exact same thing with Tennessee, is they were up 21-0 before you thought. I mean, they were up 21-0 with 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
It's quick.
It was stupid.
I mean,
and that's how Ohio State can be.
That's their offense. They just didn't do it at times this year, which made no sense. But Jeremiah Smith, by the way, I just want to confirm, played high school football last year.
Yeah, it's insane.
Some kid went to algebra in 7th period.
In the homeroom.
And all that stuff.
And lunch period.
He then walked out on the football field and tried to guard Jeremiah Smith. Last year. That kid is now a freshman at some random Florida International University.
His game tape against Jeremiah Smith took the Alabama scholarship away.
Dude is in a frat at somewhere, and he guarded Jeremiah Smith last year. Don't feel bad, kid. As it turns out, nobody on earth can do it right now. So,
yeah,
Ohio State, they look good. Penn State, Notre Dame also look good. I can't say Texas looks good because I don't really think that they do. So, we'll see. Should be good. Penn State, Notre Dame should be good. I think there's a chance that Texas, Ohio State is not good. It's not competitive.
Yeah.
So, We'll see. We'll see if Sarkisian makes a change at quarterback. We'll check all that. I think we will hear some of Hamby complaining here in a little bit after the break, because now I'm intrigued to hear what he has to say. I'm going to finish these best bets, though. Dolphins, Jets. Dolphins have to win, by the way. Zach asked about Tyreek Hill. Again, plug your nose. I think I would play him over Jerry Jeudy, but you got to hope for the best there. I think Aaron Rodgers throws 2 touchdown passes. Is this the last football game Aaron Rodgers ever plays? Is this it? He wants to play, according to him.
He wants. It's going to be a Favre-like deal. He's going to play far beyond when he should be playing.
I think he is playing far behind. I mean, right now. Well,
I think now is like last season be done.
So you think this might be it?
It should be, but it won't be.
All right, fair enough. I agree with you there. I think he throws 2 touchdown passes, though, so give me that plus 135. Cortland Sutton needs 82 yards. 82 yards for a bonus. 80-plus receiving yards in the game is minus 110. So give me that for Cortland Sutton. Broncos need to win. Broncos, it's simple. You win and you're in. You think the Broncos beat the Chiefs, who are not playing anybody.
Ooh.
It'll be Carson Wentz and the boys, I do believe. No Isaiah Pacheco, no Travis Kelce. DeAndre Hopkins needs a bonus, so I assume he doesn't need it. But he's close to a bonus.
Yeah, I think the Broncos have got a shot.
Do they get it done and go to the Broncos go to the playoffs would certainly be something. Bo Nix, Sean Payton and the boys.
Yeah.
They need to win and they're in. If they lose, that opens the door for both the Bengals and the Dolphins, depending on some other results. But the Broncos control their destiny. And really, it may be pretty much locked up today. If the Bengals don't get it done, then the Broncos just have to worry about the Dolphins. There's a bunch of other stuff there. So Broncos definitely in the driver's seat. Just win and you're in if you're the Broncos. Seahawks, Rams, JSN, give me 5.5 catches. Give me the over. Chargers, Raiders, 41.5 total points. Give me the over. No really good feeling on that one. Just, why not? J.K. Dobbins in that one needs 53 yards for a bonus, so look for that. Kyler Murray needs 50 yards exactly for a bonus. Think he gets it. Anytime touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown in the Vikings-Lions game. Those are the best bets for this week. Well, I don't know what the heck is going on right now, but did you see me cough like 8 times in the last when you were talking?
Yeah. You sound like you got some congestion.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm struggling bad. So with that being said, we're going to listen to Hamby complain after the break. As Nick mentioned, Nick and Hamby Stadium Pulse, college football talk. They will give it to you. Those are the best bets. Jags, CBS or Fox this week, do you know? You work here.
Oh, sorry,
I really just needed to.
35th cough.
Is the button working or no?
What button?
The cough button's not working?
The what?
The button?
What button?
I'm hoping you're kidding.
I don't know what button you're talking about now. I'm trying to find the Jags game. What station is it?
You work here.
I work here, but I don't pay attention to that.
Oh goodness.
Fox.
It'll be in Indy, thank you.
It's on
Fox 30.
Yeah, Fox 30, WFOX, Jacksonville TV.
There you go. Now all of a sudden you're paying attention.
Yep.
Fox 30, 1 o'clock in Indy to finish off a terrible season. And then Brett and Austin on Monday. You might want to tune in because will Doug Peterson be the head coach? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
Brett
Monday's going to be an interesting day.
It will be an interesting day. It'll be Brent, Austin, Hamby. They'll try to guide you through what'll happen. And then it'll be the Young and Norvell show. Patrick Young, Terry Norvell, to try to guide you through what is happening here in Jacksonville after what is another disappointing season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We take a break. When we come back, more college football talk courtesy of Nick and Hamby, and we leave you with this shot one final time. It's a great shot. Love it. Big fan. We'll be back after this.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym, to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard Built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozard approved.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade. If you need a quality play this football season at your home, call That One Painter First Coast. Locally owned and operated, experienced employees, no builder-grade materials. And there's more, and for that, we throw it to Noah Schlicksup. That One Painter First Coast can apparently help your kicking game, too.
Well, after my failure on skinny sticks last year on Creekside game day, I've spent a lot of time out here at Creekside practicing my kicks. There's only one issue. How is that even possible? The good news is I know exactly who can help. That One Painter can handle all your painting needs, from field goal posts to cabinets to stucco. They got you covered. Though they may not be able to help with my kicking, they can certainly help with the posts. Call That One Painter First Coast today for all your painting needs at 904-495-1373.
Everyone loves a good game night. Here you don't have to be the host. You don't have to clean up. They bring the food and drinks to you, and you can watch whatever you want on the big screens. It's more than a card room. It's a night full of fun with friends. Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now the newest location here in St. Augustine, right off 95 at exit 311. A brand new clean room. A full bar and menu, my favorite sushi in town. And I love the fries too. You don't have to just play poker at Best Bet. That's why I come over here to the table games and play one card poker. That's a pretty good card and a win. One card poker is like war as a kid, you against the dealer. And this isn't the only fun table game to play. A friendly staff, a lot of fun. It's a good night out at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the newest location in St. Augustine. You can be a serious player or a novice. It doesn't matter. If winning equals fun, you're a winner every time at Best Bet. I'll save you a seat, and I'll see you down here at Best Bet St. Augustine.
Oh, man. This is going to be fun. Not really. Welcome in, I guess. Stadium Pulse on a Friday. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. I'm Jason Hamby. We do it every Friday, 9 to 10 a.m.